I've been cast away on a desert island. It's my chance to tell my side of my story.
I think it's an interesting move for Phillip Schofield to do this. I think what's really sort of good for him is he's not hosting anything. He's not, doing a quiz show. He's not doing a consumer show. He's basically appearing as himself on a desert island as a castaway to kind of go and find himself. So this is actually a really good way of him working out whether he's still relevant. We'll see what the ratings are like. Will, X and all the different social media platforms talk about it? Will the media talk about it? And then I think from there, he'll be able to work out whether he could potentially have a comeback or not. So actually, it's quite a shrewd move. I think it's, again, it's sort of his mea culpa moment where he has to be exposed and he is kind of warts and all, which people love. We love to see that when we're watching I'm a Celebrity. We love to see it on shows like Big Brother, etc. And I think this is a brand new show, hasn't really been done before in this kind of way. Channel 5 have a really strong audience, actually, of people who really, really like what they see on Channel 5. It's more of an older demographic, a little bit more sort of middle-aged to further a little bit older. So they're used to watching travel logs or consumer shows or, mysteries that are pretty irrelevant, to be honest. But, for someone like Phillip Schofield is actually the perfect platform for him to be on. And I think the channel, they're taking a risk, but they're a really risk-taking channel. And to do this is going to be great for them because they're going to have lots of press and PR about it. People are going to be talking about it, and hopefully they'll have some good ratings. And also for them as well, they may say to Phillip Schofield, if you are successful in this, then we can maybe do a travelogue with you, like we do with Susan Carman or we do with Jane McDonald. You see what I mean? So actually, it's kind of a shrewd move from the channel. I think the issue is that we are now exposed to so many scandals recently. We're hearing about them all the time, whether that's Fayed, whether it's Hugh Edwards, whether it's P. Diddy. And I feel that the general public are not really wanting to give anybody a second chance anymore. They're kind of fatigued by all this sort of underground stories that are suddenly coming out about people who they have spent a lot of time and energy really sort of idolizing. And the thing about Phillip Schofield is, unlike Holly Willoughby, who is a national treasure, he's never really got to that status. Although he's been on television for many, many years, I don't feel that he was ever ingrained in people's psyches. So I don't think people are really going to miss him. If you say Phillip Schofield's back, it's not making a massive, momentous occasion. It doesn't feel like it's really that culturally relevant anymore. I think what it will do, it will expose him in a way that he still, remember, is controlling it. This is a man on his own controlling a narrative. Hasn't got any, big reporter like Prince Andrew had to ask him really strong, penetrating questions. This is a man on his own talking about his own redemption and the issues that he's had and hopefully working them out on his own. So the narrative will always be what he has to say, and that will be very interesting to see how that plays out. I think from a future point of view, it might redeem him a little bit. Brands won't want to be associated with him. That's over. We won't see him doing any more car insurance ads ever again. I don't think we'll see him doing game shows, etc., because trust has gone. And that's the big thing with the audiences in the UK. They really want to trust their talent, and I don't feel we'll get that back. We might get him doing travelogues like we see people like Michael Portello doing, very easy Sunday kind of shows which have a nice audience of middle-aged people who want to sort of know where to go next. But I think it's going to be a very difficult terrain for him to go through. I think it's very brave in many ways for him to come back onto the television and be exposed to potentially more stories coming out about behavior, etc. So that, he's got to be open about. But I think in the long run, it'll be very interesting to see where he goes, if he goes anywhere at all.